I know, Carrie, you said that last year we had on the program Dr. Joanne Ferreira talking about, the whole idea of naming stars by names that reflect Trinidad and Tobago. As a matter of fact, it was part of a global competition to do that. And Dr. Joanne Ferreira is on set with us because apparently your names, which I love, the fact that you chose Ramajay and Dingoli, they won. So now there are actually stars named Ramajay and Dingoli, correct?
Yep,
yeah.
Correct.
So tell us, for those who might be hearing about this for the first time in terms of how it came together, what was the process? What did you have to do to get to win, as a matter of fact?
Well, last year was the 100th year of the International Astronomical Union, the IAU, and they invited more than 100 and something countries to have national competitions so that names reflecting their culture, heritage, history can be up in the stars. And Dr. Shirin Haq, who chaired our local organizing committee, and apparently we have 7 astronomy groups in the country. So we are very, very advanced in terms of other Caribbean countries. The only other Caribbean countries that were in that competition were Aruba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and I think Cuba.
So not, because when I was searching online, I noticed the absence of the English-speaking Caribbean.
Yeah, we were the only ones. Yeah, and we have
okay.
a strong astronomy set of groups. And as I said, Dr. Hack, she was the one who chaired the competition, and they had it online, they had it on Facebook. It was all in the UE news, and I said, well, okay. I like naming things. I helped to name I named 9 dogs. I helped to name a chocolate.
You
once.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah? Which one is this?
Cocoa Bell, when they were looking for another Amerindian name for a guava-filled chocolate that they had. They said they wanted an Amerindian name, and I said, well, guava's already Amerindian.
Right.
And they said they wanted another one. So guava is from Taino, which is the Northern Caribbean, and I gave them a few options, and they chose the Locono one, which is Maliaba. So it's related, but different.
So is this part of your work, your research, in terms of the indigenous, information, indigenous culture of Trinidad and Tobago? Generally, or is it something that you just like to do?
It's general, in the sense that I like to know what my own name means. I like to know what the name of Trinidad and Tobago, what our names Trinidad and Tobago mean, what our original names were. And recently I started a digital atlas of the place names of Trinidad and Tobago. Partly because last year was the International Year of Indigenous Languages.
That's correct, yeah.
And partly because I was really tired of seeing Toco being put forward as Spanish. People were saying it meant I touch. So I'm like, what does that mean? Christopher Columbus and crew passed by and said I touched the peninsula. It made no sense. So I went digging up, and according to all reports, it means wild sapodilla.
Toco?
Yeah.
Means wild sapodilla?
Yeah.
I wonder where that came from.
It's a Carib word. So we have so many indigenous names in the country.
Yes.
So, I mean, names and history and language and culture were interesting, so I said, let me enter.
Yeah.
And how I got my inspiration, really.
Which was my next question.
Yeah. I happened to be in Chickland visiting the O'Connors and the Ajupa folks. And I mentioned I like dogs. And I said, well, what's this dog's name? Dingoli. I was like, well, that's cute. And I was like, ding, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, that's a perfect name.
Yeah.
Because, I wasn't looking for any scientific names, because they specifically said language, culture, heritage.
Yes.
And I said, well, that's part of who we are.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up in Lise Weiner's famous dictionary, I keep branching about.
Yeah.
And her 10th anniversary was last year. So last year was a whole bunch of anniversaries. And it said Dingoli is from a Congo word, meaning to twist or to turn or even gyrate.
Okay.
But it could come from a French word meaning dégringoler, which is also to move around. And that's what I think. I'm no astronomical expert.
Yeah.
But, there's...
But it makes so much sense, though. And Shadow sort of immortalized the word,
yeah.
right?
And then there was an amazing interview, his last interview, that Tracy Alonso and some other people did. And he was actually talking about when he was in Tobago, he used to look at the stars and try to count them. And they told him, look, boy, stop doing that. And he's like, no, I want to, and I was just so amazed at that connection.
Yeah.
And then Ramajay is from a French word that means to chirp or to wobble.
Right.
So it has to do with birds. So, I kind of...
It has to do with birds. I always thought Ramajay had to do with, the things I like to do, which is Ramajay.
Well, everything in Trinidad evolves.
Yes.
So so the African and French roots, and obviously patois for Dingole,
Yeah.
is found elsewhere, like in Martinique.
Okay.
Ramage, we are the only one in the Caribbean, from all reports, where the word is still used. It's an
Right.
archaic French word.
Right.
So I kind of reduce them to Dingole, meaning to dance, and Ramage, meaning to sing.
Right.
And regardless of ethnicity.
From the chirping, of course. Makes
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah. So and regardless of ethnicity and context, we all dance and sing.
But that's such a winning combination right there. I mean, if I were a judge and I saw that, and with all the,
well,
the history behind it.
It was the voters.
Yeah, or the voters.
Yeah,
so you had to go online and vote.
So you had to submit your choices online.
Right.
And give a little brief blurb on what the names meant and what they represented and why you chose them.
Yeah.
And then they were open to the public.
Right.
So we had 400 and something entries, and boiled down to 10 finalists.
Yeah.
With some amazing names. Some like one was Toko, one was and Buku.
Yeah.
So Toko for Trinidad, Buku for Tobago. There was Mama Glo and Papa Boa and Laja Blesson. Anyway, so I'm just want to say thanks to the voters who had the same taste as me.
So what does this mean as we wrap up now? What does it mean now for you and for the stars, Ramage and Dingole?
Well, it means that when this particular star that was known as HD, sorry, astronomy folks, I can't remember the whole
Yeah, I saw it. It's very long.
HD something and HD something B.
Yeah.
It means that they will now be known as Dingole and Ramage.
All over the world.
All over the world.
Wow,
So,
that's awesome.
Remember I said last year, Carrie, that patois was big in the dance?
Yeah.
I mean,
job,
we're now
job.
saying that you can speak things into being. I
Yeah.
literally had no idea that word that means to dance in patois was going to end up there.
In the stars.
In the stars.
Immortalized.
Yeah, patois and
more than
Trinidad and
Shadow
Tobago.
would even ever expected.
And I think it's thanks to him really that a new generation knows the word.
Yes.
And Ramage, most of us know it from Pan Ramage.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And I knew it as Ramraje when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, when did this happen?
Ramage.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Joanne Ferreira, congratulations once again. Can we give her a round of applause, please? I mean, this is so amazing. This is really wonderful.
And kudos to the astronomy folks in Trinidad who are doing an amazing job, especially Dr. Hack.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can have Dr. Hack on in the future.
Okay.
All right, so wonderful there, wonderful news. Ramage and Dingole now in the stars. And I'm just so excited and thrilled about that and happy to have you on this morning.
Thank you so much.